Looks like we're once again gearing up for Zora Magdaros. What is up, people? It is me, Monster58, and welcome back to another episode of Monster Hunter World. Previously, we ended up fighting the Diablos, a monster that we had been teasing for a little while, but obviously we needed to do that because we needed to see where Zora Magdaros was going to head, because the first Wyverian would only give us that information if we were worthy to stand on top of the food chain by beating both the mascot of the series, Rathalos, as well as the Diablos. And after beating both of those, he has now let us know that essentially Zora Magdaros is looking to die, essentially, and because the Rotten Vale happens to be the place where monsters go to rest, it's very awkward that Zora Magdaros isn't heading towards there. So now, because of those circumstances, we actually have to lead Zora Magdaros out to sea, and that is what our next objective is. However, what I'd like to do in this episode is this episode will be completely dedicated to actually side quest stuff, specifically getting items for your Palicos, because we have access to 4 big areas in this entire game. I felt that right before we do Zora Magdaros, which is a big break point in the story, so this Zora Magdaros mission in particular is an important mission to move forward into the game. And so I'm going to dedicate this episode and next episode to plainly doing side stuff just to get it out of the way before we head into fighting Zora Magdaros. But trust me, these are all really important things, and I definitely think you guys should stick around and take a look at what I have to offer you in these episodes. So let's get rid of these exclamation points. So let's see what the provision stockpile has for us. Hey buddy, it's now never, eh? New products, so he's got some more stuff, new stuff, so he's got, I think, yeah, Power Charm, Armor Charm. These are really important, by the way. We will get into these, especially once we get into one stage of the game that is quickly approaching us. Some new ammo, I think, and some bombs as well, but yeah, nothing really crazy. I believe that the commander also has something that he wants to talk to us about, so let's see what he has to say. Now that I think about it, it wasn't until the 5th guy here that our research started moving forward. I was hoping you'd be the kick in the rear end the commission needed to make progress, but you're more than that. You're a damned force of nature is what you are. Huh. I'll just go ahead and pat myself on the back for being smart enough to bring you here. Well, time is running short. You need to get to the Everstream. We'll run through what needs to be done on site. Good luck.
May the sapphire star light your way.
Yours, mine, and the guild's. Alrighty, well, the commander reinforcing our mission to really help out with getting rid of Zora Magdaros and trying to not let it die, where it will release a ton of energy that will just ruin the ecosystem. So, let's head to the workshop because there's one more exclamation point that I currently see, and that is at the armory. So let's see what the armory person she has to tell us. Hey, you're just the hunter I was looking for. I'm working on a new specialized tool, but I need help with the materials. Can I talk you into signing up the quest for redefining the power couple quest? As the provisions to put aside what I need once the quest is complete. Whenever you feel like it is just fine. So this is also a very important quest, and I definitely recommend we do that, but we will be tackling this and one other side quest in the next episode. What we're going to be doing today, like I said, is going to do some Palicos stuff, mainly aimed at the Poalico. Now, before we even get into this, I'd like to say that TagBackTV has some amazing videos that detail this in a much shorter time frame, but at the same time, I want to put this in my Let's Play, or at least, you know, following his steps as well as other things that I've looked up about this, like getting these items, so that you guys can also have these items, and I want to, again, integrate this into the Let's Play, because I definitely think that these are important. So please go check out his videos, linked down in the description below. He made some awesome stuff and a very easy to follow guide, so really cool stuff there. So first thing we're going to do is we're actually just going to go ahead and eat. Grab that. We deposited all of our items. We got some new ones, and the last thing we're going to do, actually, we are going to head out on an expedition to the ancient forest. And we're actually going to go, I think, I'm not exactly sure what camp. Let's try northeast. I believe northeast should be fine. So essentially what we're going to be doing is trying to befriend the Grimalkine. There are 4 tribes of Grimalkine, each native primarily to one area of the game. So there are the Bug Trappers, the Troopers, the Plunderers, as well as, I believe, if you give me guys 1 second, I believe there is the Protectors as well. So the Bug Trappers are here in the Ancient Forest, the Protectors are in the Wildspire Waste, the Troopers are in the Coral Highlands, and the plunders are in the Rotten Vale. So sorry about that. Just had to double check and make sure everything was good. But what we're going to do is, let's see. Are they in areas there? There's a Linnean researcher. Are there Grimalkine? Yeah, so we're going to actually mark these Grimalkine on the map. Or is it... Yeah, it's the Grimalkine on the map. So we're going to mark these guys. Can I actually mark... Yes, we can mark these guys, and we're going to go and find them. You're going to need to essentially talk to these... Well, not talk to them, but follow them. Oh, there's the Linnean researcher. Let's see what he has to say. Oops. The Grimalkines in this area call themselves the Bug Trappers. I've seen their trails not far from here. To track them, find their trail, and try putting your scout flies on it. So, yep, we're going to be following these scout flies. Did I just head up in a direction I didn't need to? Man, I'm really stupid. The reason we're doing this now is because I had to do it on my main file, because I never realized that I didn't do all these. So, is it up there? Got some more doodles, which is really good. Yeah, definitely want to grab these. So that's what those doodles you've been seeing around are. If you see them, if you see us pick these up a lot, that's exactly what these are. Now this is getting actually kind of annoying. Let me see. I'll be back in a second when I figure this out. Alrighty, now I believe we are headed in the correct direction at this point, so we're going to keep going up and up and up, because we got to go essentially to an area very close to where the Rathalos nest is, or Enrathia nest is, if you can believe that. So we'll go up this way. I believe it's up this way. Got some more doodles. Alright, let's see. I believe there might be a Palicos. Is there? Yeah, there is. Look at this little guy here. Yep. So now we gotta follow this guy. See where he goes. Hey, bud. I ain't trying to hurt you. I should have grabbed that thunderbug. Where did he go? He stuffed himself under there. Oh, there it is. Believe he walked. There he goes. Come here. I ain't trying to hurt you, bud. Ooh, bug trappers right there. Look at that. See him up there. You can see his little thing. So we just gotta basically follow this guy, and...
I think we could build the camp here. Let's ask the head honchos.
Yep, which is a really important camp to make. Oh, crap. Had a really dumb misinput there. That was dumb by me, but... You do this. 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 Climb up this way. Yep, there he is. And we go up here. One more, I believe. Yep. Climb up this way. Sorry there's not too much interesting commentary. This really isn't the most interesting thing ever, so... Nya, nya, nya. Okay, fine, I'll hear you. What business do you have with the bug trappers? Nya, nya, nya. We're here on an investigation and we could really use your help. Yes, Mia, thank you. Nya, nya, nya. We hope we could become friends. Nya, nya, nya. Friends? You wish to become a member of the bug trappers? Nya, nya, nya. And the other one wants this as well. Oh, yes, my Meowster is the bravest fighter in the whole research commission. I'm not going to say nya, nya, nya anymore. You are fleet of foot into the forest paths. I suppose you are qualified. Very well, we welcome you into the bug trappers. Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you, oh, thank you. Our warriors carry this gadget as a symbol of our tribe. Take it. When you need help, call on us. We will answer. So, I will show this when we get back to base, but this is a really important item that can be very, very useful in many different situations. So, I will cut to when I go back to base. Alrighty, folks, back here, we're going to actually go to the workshop. We're going to go take a look at change equipment and go to Palicos here. If you take a look, instead of just the Vigoroth spray, which we already had, we have this thing called a flashfly cage. Essentially, it's this big cage that can be put down and used like a flash pod, and it's really, really awesome to have something like this. Now, these can be upgraded throughout the game as well, but as I said, this is an important item that can be used very, very, in very many situations, so definitely recommend you go and pick this up. And so, without further ado, with that out of the way, we are also going to head to the Wildspire Waste and do something very similar. So, I will meet you guys in the Wildspire Waste. Alrighty, folks, now that we are here in the Wildspire Waste, you're going to want to head to the area with where you fought Diablos or Baroth. Initially Diablos, where the sinkhole is. So, I'll meet you guys over there. Alrighty, now that we're here, you're going to want to walk over this way, as you'll see where I am on the map, and you're going to want to jump down here. So once you jump down here, we're going to grab this bone pile. You'll notice that we already have the doodles. You probably already saw that, and you can probably see that there's someone right over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab these, obviously. That, very nice. Do this, and we are actually going to head inside here. And take a look, guys. Look at what we have found. Hello. The others still aren't back yet. I must go look for them. Hi there, we're from the Research Commission. Did something happen here? Research Commission? Oh, the ones who live in that strange house. The other protectors and I were coming back to this hideout, but on the way back, a Baroth charged us. The others panicked and we got separated. I hear your people are good hunters. Will you help bring my 3 friends back here? We'll consider it a privilege. But they may not trust outsiders if they see you coming. Use your capture net to catch them before they run. Just be gentle. Once you find all 3, bring them here. Please help my people. So, very simple thing. What we're going to do is looking on the map here. Let's see. Can we find protectors? Yep, there's a gang of protectors right. So we're going to mark these guys on the map and we're going to head and find them. And like you said, all you got to do is you got to equip the capture net and you literally like just shoot your capture net at a Palicos. That's all you got to do. It's very, very simple, very easy, like nothing crazy. You just got to find them on the map. So I will cut to the locations that I find each of these guys. I will return in a second. Alrighty, and all you had to do is come back here to the camp once you've captured all 3 of them. Thank you! My friends are safe because of you. If you ever need help, know that the protectors will be happy to return this favor. That's very kind of Mew. Hehe, Mew. Yeah, get it? Mew. Yeah, I hate my life. Take this as well. A symbol of friendship, a shield of unyielding is the bond we share. Heart of the protectors. I hope we will meet again soon, my friends. Be well, brave warriors of the Research Commission. So, the Shield Spire is an item that essentially puts a massive shield in front of where your Palicos is sitting, and then it'll block attacks in addition to sort of taunting monsters and enraging them. So, pretty solid item. I think it's one of the least useful personally. It can still be useful in certain situations. Out of all of the ones, I do think it is useless. The other, not as useful. And the other thing I didn't mention with, like, the bug trappers. When you friend the bug trappers, you can actually do the raider ride, which is a mechanic that essentially allows you to ride on top of some of the smaller monsters. So, for example, in the Ancient Forest, once you've friended the bug trappers will essentially allow you to befriend the Jagras so that you can ride them around so that you don't have to run to every place, and you can essentially cut down the time it takes needed to run between places. And here, I'm not exactly sure what monster it is that you befriend. I'll put it on screen right now. I'll put it in the edit. But just understand it's another one of the smaller monsters that you are able to befriend and ride around with the Raider ride. So definitely really, really cool there. And I think a very awesome mechanic that we have access to now. So now that with all of that... Alright, now with all of that out of the way... I'm going to cut to me going to actually the Coral Highlands. So I will see you guys when I'm there. Alrighty, welcome to the Coral Highlands. So what we gotta look for is essentially a group of Grimalkine riding on top of Shamos, and then you actually have to beat them up. So don't be afraid to do that, and then you'll essentially do something similar, where you'll have to follow them back to their base, essentially. So what we're gonna want to do here is we're gonna have to go and peruse this area, and I'll cut around to see until I find these guys. But if I recall correctly, they do hover around this area, so let's go ahead and take a look. Lo and behold, folks, I think we found them. So, without further ado, we actually have to beat them up. So, let's beat them up. Alright. Okay. So, now we beat them up. Now what we have to do is we actually have to follow them. We're going to carve those guys because we might as well get the materials, right? So, now as Mew said, they're going to head for the Grimalkine's den, follow the scout flies. So we got to follow these scout flies to their den and see what they want from us. Why, I don't know why they have these big egos, but I guess they got annihilated in like 3 seconds. So, here, oh, actually, we've got some anglerfish here. It's, I forgot what these are called, actually, what they call them here. A dangler, yep, I forgot, yep. I'm like capturing these guys. I think I can chuck them in the aquarium. I might do that, actually. Well, I don't know. I might be able to, might not be able to. But they can definitely live in water. They're based on anglerfish, so. Alright, up this way. It's a very, this area is also very cool. This area also happens to be an area where, it's important to, nice. It's important to, get essentially cooking materials. Jesus, I couldn't think. Let's grab that thunderbug. Doesn't always hurt to grab some thunderbugs. Up this way. Up this way. I like how we didn't even give them a chance to attack. We just kind of attacked them. We literally ambushed them. But yes, they're supposed to attack you. Now I'll say if you've already done this, then this part of the quest is completely, like, you don't need to do this at all. If you've already beat them up, all you have to do is walk over here if you haven't already. So we'll walk right through here, go underneath the waterfall. Very cool how they hide it behind here. Very nice place for a den. It's not easy to get to. Alright, you little idiots. What'd you want from me? Hey, what's the big deal, you big jerks? I was all set to take that thing down myself. What seems to be the problem? We'd be happy to help out on behalf of the Research Commission. You mean it? Sorry about before. Well, when I get all pumped up about on the melody, I can be a little hot-headed. The truth is, there's a pair of Titty Yaku giving us troopers a really hard time. I decided today's the day I take care of them for good. So I hopped on my Shamos and rode out. If that's the case, we'll gladly lend a paw. I'd welcome the help. You're very generous to offer it. Then, let the hunt begin. We'll show two of them the power of our song and steel. So, now we have this quest, and we have to very easily hunt two Titsy Yaku. So, I'll be back in a second. Oh, here it is. So this, as I mentioned before, I didn't realize we had to talk to your Palicos again. So yeah, we can persuade them. So, and then we can talk to them again, talk to Mew again. I'm the Wild Spy Voice, made friends with the Protectors. Well, now I can talk to Kestodon. Yep, I figured it was Kestodon. I just wanted to double check. So, very, very nice. And then, since we haven't done the Coral Highlands yet, yeah, I thought I'd cut to this point because I didn't realize we had to talk to Mew. Wait, he has another exclamation point. What does he got? Tail Raider, Meowster calls, we call him Meowster, let's you, yep. So Raider Ride, so essentially, like I said, you can use it to go from a monster, to, essentially you don't have to, you can use it instead of walking, that just saves you a lot of time. So really, really cool stuff here. So just gonna exit the tutorial. It's not really anything wild that we need to deal with. But again, I will cut to the end of that Titsy Yaku quest. Accept this gadget with my thanks. Sorry I missed that initial text. I was doing something. This instrument plays only for the strong of heart. Its melodies will aid you. Wow, that sounds me outstanding. Thanks. And you have fought by my side are friends. When you require my aid, I will lend it gladly. I shall see you again, brave and generous warriors of the Research Commission. So we got the Choral Orchestra, which essentially like is the it's a Palicos gadget very similar to the buffs that are given to you by the Hunting Horn. So very, very cool. Always nice to have like attack buffs and stuff like that. So really, really solid stuff. And now we have one more area to go, folks. Let's head to the Rotten Vale. Now, as we're heading back to base here, what I'd like to explain is a couple things you're going to need to do. First, the Linean Researcher is basically required to be there for you to initiate the ability to actually even interact with and start the quest to actually befriend what are the last groups, which is the last group of Palicos called the Plunderers. And essentially, in this, what we're going to end up having to do is not only that, but you'll have to, like, so say the Linean Researcher isn't available at the Rotten Vale, you're just going to have to keep going into an area resetting, because that'll recycle everything, so you'll just have to keep doing that. So, what I'm going to do here, actually, is this. I got to do some fertilizing. Gonna do Sleep Herb, and then we'll do a Catalyst after this. But what we're going to do, in addition to that, we're also going to grab, so we're going to deposit all of our items. And the last thing we're actually going to grab, funnily enough, I believe we should have a ton of it, or at least some of it. Do we not have any? There, raw meat. Grab some raw meat. So now what I'll be doing is I'll head to the Rotten Vale with the Linean Researcher. Hopefully there, let's take a look at what is available. So let's go to the canteen. And we'll take a look at what researchers at the Rotten Vale right now. Let's see. Endemic life researchers. So what we're going to need to do is we're actually going to need to go to an area, return, and we will find and keep returning until the Linean Researcher appears in the Rotten Vale. So I'll see you guys in a second here. Alrighty, the Linean Researcher is there. So now what we're going to go do, we're going to eat. And what I recommend you're going to do is head to the Southwest Camp. So I will meet you guys in the Rotten Vale. Or the Central Camp, excuse me. Alrighty, folks, so while we're here, you're going to want to find the Linean Researcher. Oh, let's take a look at what was he going to say. What's me going to say? You know, the troopers, they tell us how to speak to Shamos. So very cool like that. No, we're not going to leave him behind. Let's see what else he has to say. I earned Meowster call for a new species. I'll teach it to you right now. Got the Shamos. No, we're not going to leave him behind. And we will head over to the Linean Researcher. And the Linean Researcher actually happens to be in the Odogaron's nest. So what you're going to want to do is, there's an Odogaron right there. You're going to want to wait for him to drag back a Legiana corpse, or maybe he already has it over there. Let's see what the Linean Researcher has to say. Because this is important and vital to this quest. So we're going to head over here. Alright, let's see what the Linean Researcher has to tell us.
Oh my, oh my.
Oh my, oh my. My understanding is the Grimmelkind tribe known as the Plunderers live in this region, but there's no sign of them. I haven't seen anything they could eat either. My rumbly tummy. Could it be they've died out? No, it's not possible. They're supposed to be hardy survivors. We will find them. I know it. Obviously, you know, the Gowron passes here with some carrion in its mouth, so I decide to station myself here and keep a lookout. Patience often yields the greatest rewards, but I cough, I must say, wheeze my congested lungs. The air is hard to breathe, yet I shall persevere. So, there's no Legiana corpse here. Essentially, what we're going to have to do is we're just going to have to wait. I think it might be dragging it back right now. Let's see if we can peek at it and take a look and see if it's dragging back that corpse right now. But you're going to want to wait until that corpse is dragged back, and then we can go from there. Oh, and there it goes, folks. You can see it drag the corpse back. So what we're going to do is we're going to head right over to its nest. Just be very careful not to not disturb it, but just don't get in its sights. So we're going to let it pass through here, because I know it's going to see us if we... So we're going to stay hidden here for a second. Let it pass through. Alright, now with that out of the way, let's head into the nest. And from here, we should be good. Look at that, a Grimalkine. Hey, buddy. Now it's time to follow him. So we can guard that for a monster bone, nothing crazy. But now let's go ahead and follow these Grimalkine. Going this way. I'll grab that mite seed, why not? So that took me about maybe like 5 or 6 minutes. So you do have to be a little patient. Just be aware of that. I'm going to do this as well. 1, 2, 3. Alright, now let's go in here. Hey, buddy. What's up? I ain't trying to hurt you. So what we have to do is essentially, it'll run up here. You gotta leave a piece of food behind. And then you just got a piece of meat, raw meat. And then let's go hide and see what happens. So usually just stand around this corner. You should be good. Yep, knows the food. Alright, now once it calls its friends, then we can walk over. See, so you just gotta wait here. Just remember to place down that food. Get its friends to come over, and now you can walk over. Hello. I ain't here to hurt you guys. What's up? I haven't seen monsters like you around before. Well, stay back. This food is mine. This is my food. We're no meowsters. We're with the Research Commission. No, not monsters. Then explain your strange and hideous appearance. Damn, dude. I mean, you guys are the same. You're cats, though. Wait, were you the ones who left this food here? It's a gift from us. You seem like you could use it, and we had enough to spare. My thanks. I owe you one. Food is scarce here in the Vale. It's hungry living for those lucky enough to get by. I believe it. We're having a rough enough time just investigating the place. Really, it seems we both have our share of woes. But I must repay you for the meal. Perhaps you'll accept the help of the plunderers. This gadget is no token of our friendship. Please take it. I'd love to. Thanks. The Plunder Blade. So essentially, the Plunder Blade is a weapon that allows you to use it to attach it to a Palicos, and essentially you'll get like those sparkling drops from the monsters much easier. It's actually used to farm some really tough monsters in the later stages of the game. You can use it to cheese some very tough fights, and I'll definitely be showing that off because there's some fights in here that I'm gonna rather cheese than actually do, and I know you guys are gonna yell at me for that, but I'm not joking you. I'm going to. So with that out of the way, there's one last thing we have to do in this episode, and that is to complete the delivery for the camp that we saw in the Ancient Forest when we were befriending the bug trappers. So now that we've befriended the bug trappers, the protectors, the troopers, and the plunderers, we now have access to also befriending Jiro. So we'll also talk to our Palicos when we get back to Astera here. And that's really awesome. Now we have access to the Gyros, which obviously they have the paralysis attacks that they can use. So really, really cool stuff. So let's head into our camp here, our room. Let's talk to our Palicos. What's up, Mew? You know, the plunderers, you made friends with the Rotten Vale. They taught me how to communicate with Gyros. Can you believe it? The next time we come across Gyros, we'll try and rope him in with joining the Tail Raiders. So really cool stuff there. Very, very cool. And then he's going to teach it to us. When a new meowster call for a new species, it'll teach you to write meow. There we go. Awesome. So we got that. And now the last thing we're going to do is head over to the Resource Center so we can complete this delivery for the last camp in the Ancient Forest.
Oh, you're here.
Also, we're going to complete some bounties here. So, got Wildspire Waste, Wildspire Waste again, Large Monster Capture, Bone Piles. Damn, we complete a lot of bounties. Pretty solid stuff. A lot of armor spheres. Alright, let's let's go to register bounties. Let's get these out of the way. Going to be doing a lot of this, so complete deliveries, and the last thing is this. Very, very easy. And now we have the last camp that is available really in the ancient. One of the last camps is available in the Ancient Forest. There's one more, actually. Alright, guys, with that delivered, now we're going to take a look at all of them. So let's go and change the Palicos equipment. As you guys can see, we do have the Flash Fly Cage, the Shield Spire, the Choral Orchestra, and the Plunder Blade. And so, with these 4 very important Palicos items obtained, because this sets you up for something else in the game, which I definitely recommend. This is also the reason why I recommend you do this, something very important. With these 4 major Palicos gadgets acquired, I think that is, and as well as us completing and getting one of the last camps in the Ancient Forest, I think that is it for this episode. I know we didn't really hunt all too much, but I really wanted to do this so we could get it out of the way before next episode. That is going to be the end of this episode. In the next episode, in between episodes, I'm actually going to be hunting a lot of Diablos, a lot of Rathlos, and maybe some other monsters here and there so that we can get some awesome materials, some awesome weapons and armors and stuff like that. Which, actually, speaking of which, I'll show you guys the Rathlos and the Diablos armor. So here's the Diablos armor. Looks really freaking cool. As well as the Rathalos armor. A little less cool in my opinion, but still pretty cool. So, like I said, I'm going to be trying to hunt both of those and get a good amount of materials for both so we can get some new weapons as well as some new armor and materials, and I'll see where we go from there. And we are also going to be taking on the Kirin, which is a very, very scary monster to take on. So I thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, rate, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Also follow me on the socials. Those will be linked down in the description below. And with that, guys, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And I'll catch you on the next episode. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.
High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far.